Hi, I'm Donna Vio from The Masquerade, and I'm going to show you how to make some pillows out of your extra quilt blocks. I've got big ones, smaller ones, some with piping, some without, some with zippers. So I'm going to show you how to do all of that in a fun project video. I'm going to show you how to put a back on a pillow from a quilt block, and this block happens to be 20 inches, and I'll be using a back piece that is cut a little bit bigger than the block. It's cut like an extra inch, 3/4 of an inch bigger than the block. It will be cut. So I'm going to cut that bigger than the block, and then I'm going to have a piece of binding that matches the outside edge of this block so it can cover the zipper and it can be hidden. So this is a piece that is cut at 1 3/4 inches, folded in half, and pressed. And it only needs to be as long as one of the sides. So I have my pillow top, 20 inches. I have my backing that is 20 inches by 21 inches. And I have my binding that is about an inch after it's been folded and pressed. And I'm going to take the two raw edges and I'm going to match them with the raw edge on the bottom edge of my pillow, and I'm going to sew that to the bottom edge of the pillow with a 1/4 inch seam. So it's going to go like this with the 1/4 inch seam. And I'm going to take my 18-inch zipper. It's just a regular all-purpose zipper. It's 18 inches, so it's a little shorter than the pillowcase, which is fine. And I'm going to lay that on top of there. So what we have is, on the bottom we have our pillow, then we have our binding with the raw edges meeting the raw edge of the pillow, and then we have our zipper, and I'm going to lay that down with the zipper down, and I'm going to sew all those layers together, leaving myself about 1/4 of an inch from the edge of the zipper coils. So if I want to hold that in place, I can pin it. And I kind of centered it on this seam. It's a little shorter than the pillow on purpose so that we can have nice corners. And the more you pin it, the less chance it's going to bubble along there. So I'm going to pin that all the way down the end. And I'm just going to use a zipper foot and follow this along, and I'll show you how that works on the machine. So here's my zipper foot. It's attached to the machine so that it's closer to this side, so when I'm stitching I can stitch right along like that. You can also attach it the other way so it stitches on the other side of the foot. In my case, this is the way I want it to go. And I'm just going to start stitching at the very beginning of the seam and take my time as I go along. And I'm staying just a little bit away from that zipper coil. I'm going to back tack here, pull out my pin, use my tweezers as I go along. Now my edge of the foot, I can see there's sort of an edge line that you can kind of follow on every zipper. And I'm sort of seeing that. I got hooked up on something. I have a thread that's hooked. There we go. I'm just trying to stay the same distance away from the coil all the time. And then as I get close to the end, I want to move this zipper pull so that it's not bubbling up like that, so I can get a nice even. So I'm going to push this zipper pull back. Or pull it with my tweezers maybe, huh? I pull it with my tweezers back past the foot. And now it's going to lay nice and flat for me to finish sewing that. And at the end, I'm going to back tack. Now you can see the binding I put on there goes past the center of the zipper, which is nice because it's going to keep it hidden when we have it closed and the other side is put on. So now it's time to attach the side. So I have my fabric that I'm going to use as the back. And I want to put it right sides together with the pillow. I want to open this up all the way along here. And I want to make sure that this binding I put on stays out of the way as I put this over on top of everything. And I'm going to match up the raw edge of the zipper with this edge now. So I want to make sure that I'm even with the end of the pillow, which is this black piece right here. And I want to make sure my raw edges are even with the zipper. And I don't want to catch that binding I put on there, so everything is pulled away from the zipper right now. I'm not going to press it this way, I just want to pull it out of the way. And I am going to match that up. Now I can feel my zipper under here. So I think what I'm going to do is keep an eye on this edge and have it come right to the other edge of that slot right there. I can see right here, and I'm just trying to aim for that. And I'm keeping everything out of the way, and I'm keeping these raw edges of the fabric and the zipper even. Now the zipper is actually, the edge of the zipper foot is rubbing right up along the edge of that, which is fine. Right up along the edge of the coil. So it's all going to be the same distance, which is nice. And everything, I'm not stretching it, I'm just placing it. And I can feel the edge of the coil right there. And once again, I'm getting near the end, and I don't want this to be in the way. So with my needle down and my foot up, I'm going to pull this zipper pull out of the way, past my foot. And now I'm going to keep this edge matched just the way it was. And everything's flat. And I'm going to go right to the end. Now let's take a look at it on the table. So we've put the zipper in. And when you're looking at the wrong side, you see the zipper in there. It's sewn on both sides. And when you flip it over and you let this cover the zipper, my zipper is now hidden. So you can see that it's open down the bottom here. And when this covers over, it's going to cover that nicely. So I'm going to fold this binding back over the zipper, and I'm going to stitch right along the fold with black thread up quite a bit past that tab, maybe an inch past that tab. And that's going to hold it closed over the end of that zipper. And I'll do the same thing at the other end. Where the zipper pull is. I want to make sure I can get at that zipper pull, so I'm going to fold this over the edge and make sure I can still reach the zipper pull, and I'm going to just tack that down with a nice short stitch with my black thread. So you can see that I've tacked it up down at the bottom and also up at the top. And it's just past where the zipper pull ends, and so I'm able to still get at the zipper pull by reaching into that little channel and pulling on that tab. So it's a hidden zipper, and it's going to make it so that I can pull my pillowcase on and off of my pillow form to wash it every once in a while. So now I have my pillow top attached to my pillow back, and it's done with a zipper in the middle. That's a nice hidden zipper in there. And now it's time to sew around all the edges. So I'm going to open up this zipper so that I can turn it right side out again when I'm done. And I'm going to fold this right sides together. And I want to make sure that these ends are going to lay flat under there. So I've got my ends done so that my zipper, where I've done my tacking on there, it's going to lay flat. I want to start sewing right from where that seam is. And so, once I flip this over, if I turn it to this side so I can see what I'm doing. So once I fold it right sides together like that, and I have my zipper open, I can do a 1/4 inch seam all the way around this. I'm going to start from where I top stitched it here. You can see my bobbin thread from the other side. I'll start from there, and I'm going to end also on this side. I'm going to end where I see that bobbin stitching right here, a 1/4 inch from the edge of the fabric. And as I'm stitching around and I'm coming to a corner, my 1/4 inch foot has these nice little markings on it that shows you when you're a 1/4 inch from the end. So when I get a 1/4 inch from the end, I'm going to put my needle in, spin my corner, and continue on. And here I am at the end, and I want to stop where that overstitching, that stay stitching is there. So here I come to the end, and now I can cut that, and we can turn this right side out and put the pillow form in. There it is. Now we're going to just turn it right side out. It's good when it comes to the corners like that to clip them, but it's such a small piece, and this is a fraying black fabric, and it is a pillow. I don't think I mind the corners not being so pointy. They're going to be close enough. So I'm just poking them in with my finger here. And I'm going to grab both of those corners, pull them out. And these corners, just poking them out. And you can see they're not super pointy, but they're not really round either. They're good. And so there's my pillowcase for my 20-inch pillow form. And now I got to stuff this in there. The best way to do it is to just go for it. Squeeze it. Pop as much of it in there as you can. I like to try to get the corners in first, and then I can hold the corners as I pull it on to the pillow. It's kind of good to have your pillow form be a little bit bigger than your pillowcase, so it's not like a loose pillow. I'm just working it around. Try to flatten it all out. Make sure I got some all the way up to the points, to the corners. And now I can close it. So my pillow form has a zipper in it too, because you can take out stuffing or add stuffing. And not all pillow forms do this, but I kind of like that one. That's the kind I choose when I'm purchasing pillow forms. And then when I do that zipper up nice and tight, you can see when you look at the back of the pillow where the zipper is, but when you're looking at the front, it's nice and hidden. And that, my friends, is how you put a zipper in a pillowcase.